Just a second. Okay, whenever you're ready.
It looks like we're live, and it is.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
It looks like we're live, and it is.
Getting some feedback there if you want to mute your device.
That was mine, sorry. Should be better.
There you go.
All right. It's 9 a.m. and we are here for our regular Tuesday morning board meeting for September 22nd. And we have all three commissioners on the line. Keith Johnson in the room and Karen on the computer. So with that, we'll call to order and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance
Please,
to the flag
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. With that, our first item on the agenda this morning is approval of minutes for September 8th and September 15th. There's no additions, changes, or corrections. I will sign them as presented. They're good. No objection. Good. All right. Thanks both. And our next item is usual is our public comments, and anybody that's on the line can see the phone number right in front there, 546-5859. Call in anytime. We'll try to take the phone calls as fast as we can when we can. So anything at all, Keith, yet?
Not yet.
Okay. With that, Craig Erdman, are you on the phone this morning?
Yes, I am.
All right. I would like to offer you the Certificate of Good Practice for 2020 from the County Road Administration Board. Sorry we can't hand it off personally, but please accept it with our congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'd first like to thank the board for your support and to give the credit where the credit is due, which is to the entire staff of Public Works, which is what makes it possible. They do outstanding work.
Well, thank you. Thank you, and on staff also. Thank you.
Thank you.
So with that, we will move on to Franklin County Horticulture, Pest, and Disease Board 2021 budget. Tom, are you on?
Sure am. All excited.
All right.
Well, our budget is, you should all have copies there, right?
Yes.
Okay. For this year, it's $207,976, which is $27,000 less than last year. We bought a new truck this year for $25,000, and we bought an ATV for $7,000. So that knocks things down in terms of carryover money and budget. But we're good because now we've got 3 new rigs and the other ATV we had, we bought it in 2003 for $600, and it's amazing how long it lasted. So we got a new one, and that's where our total budget sits at. What's different on the line items of our budget is that we increased the office and operating supplies by $4,200 because we're going to be billed by IS now for services, but that's fine because for 20 years we've had the phone for free. Dropping our gasoline and oil thing down to $3,000, so that category goes from $9,000 to $7,200. Professional and enforcement services, because of the things we bought and did, and less carryover, we've dropped that from $80,000 to $74,000. Advertising, we went from $4,500 to $2,000. We're not going to be using the Tri-City Herald anymore. When I call in for an ad, they got to call somebody in Texas, and they call somebody up here. I don't know why I couldn't call them. First time we ran ads this year, I found them in my house in Kennewick. So it's all screwed up. So we're not going to do that. We are going to go to Rural Light and the County Graphic. Repair and maintenance, because we have new rigs, we dropped that to 2,000 instead of 3,404. Tree replacement program, we dropped it to 10,000 for a total in that category, total other services and charges of 99,705. And then the capital outlay, we don't plan on buying anything, but we got $1,000 sitting down there for a total of 27976. The income side of this thing comes from an increase in taxable acres. We went from 29,484 acres to 30,124. So that increases us by about $1,000. And we have, but that's parcels, 30,124 from 29,484. So that increases us by about $1,000. The acreage went from 20,157 to 20,400. So that 250 acres is another $1,000, 81,602. For a total with estimated fund balance of 81,188, which has been spread throughout the budget. We have a total of 207,976. That's about all I can tell you.
Questions for Tom?
Yeah, Tom, Brad Peck. Listen, I misspoke when I said we have all of your documents. I'm looking through them and I see that we got the 2019 budget and I saw that we got the 2021. The current year 2020 is not in the read aheads. In the future, if you would add the current year, I would be most grateful. And looking back to 19, it looks like your budgets have declined more than 10% between 2019 and now. So I don't have any concerns about what you're proposing. Just asking, sir, if you would include the current year in your future packages. And if I'm just not seeing it in here, then my apologies for that.
You're doing fine. I just give you the wrong one.
Yeah. So anyway, you read off the numbers and they're all within a reasonable range, and you're down from 2019 to 2021, you're down 11.4%. So I don't know how we can complain about that. Sounds pretty efficient. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom, this is Commissioner Didier. I would just like to ask what is the threat of this apple maggot larva that has been transported now to these counties? Is there any chance that that could affect us here in Franklin County?
Yeah, it could. The state has an apple maggot tracking plan that they do in Franklin County. If they find anything, they contact us. We then spray the tree until the next season and the ground around it. And then we remove the tree. Regardless of what the homeowner thinks, it gets removed and the ground killed and stuff. We've only found 2 of them in the last, 10 years in the town of Pasco itself. So far, so good, but you never can tell. There's other things out there like Western X and the CLRV, the cherry leaf roll virus, that we're constantly working on that are current threats.
Tom, this is Bob. Is this maggot transferred through the root system, or how is it actually transferred?
Well, the CRV, it seems to be transferred through the root system. The apple maggot, I've got some people sitting here with me. You know how that's transferred, Mike? Is that just a bug that flies?
It's just when it flies, more than likely, though.
Yeah.
If you do find one, it's going to come in.
Right. It's just a bug that.
Through contaminated fruit.
Yeah, and it comes through on contaminated fruit where you see signs once in a while when you're driving down the street, driving down the highway. It says don't transport any fruit past this point.
Right.
Figure out where you see the sign. Are you supposed to stop and put your fruit out there?
Yeah.
Why the hell they tell you that then? But at any rate, it's a bug that flies and in contaminated fruit.
Yeah. All right. If there's no further questions, we have a resolution 2020-201 in front of us.
Commissioner Cook, this is Keith. Could I interject just one comment? It is based on Commissioner Peck's question. The material in your book that shows resolution PB1 2019. That was adopted in 2019, but that was the 2020 budget. So I want to make sure that
Oh,
that is
okay.
clear.
That explains it. Thank you.
It's the date of adoption that could be misleading there, but that is the 2020 budget. So there.
Okay, thank you there. I didn't follow up on that myself. That is a 2020 budget. Okay.
Keith, which one is that, just so that I can print it? And
I
put
think
in my
it's
file?
should be the last page in your material. It's the 234,798 total.
Yeah, so that one is a resolution adopting the 2019
No,
budget.
2020, but it was presented in 2019. And if you look at the first paragraph, they're adopted as a Christie County Horticultural Pest Disease Control budget for 2020.
Okay, so the title on this resolution is incorrect, and now I understand.
No,
Because the resolution,
No, you are correct, Commissioner Peck. The title is misleading.
yeah, the title should say resolution adopting the 2020 budget,
Yeah,
just like the first sentence says.
right.
It's just a detail. I have a book and I keep all the years so I can compare them, and it's not a big deal. Thanks for the clarification.
Yeah, and I see where the mistake was made. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So again, we do have a resolution for 2021 budget of number 2020-201. Entertain a motion.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, pleased to move for approval of resolution 2020-201 as presented.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you, Tom and staff.
Oh, I want to introduce somebody to you before we go.
Sure.
I'm out of here in May. I'm finally getting to retire. I tried to quit last year and they wouldn't let me. But I got forceful this year. Pam Loa, L-O-A, is sitting right here. She helped with this budget and stuff like that. She's going to be the new coordinator. She's sharp, got a good sense of humor, and knows what she's doing and messing up my computer and doing all sorts of weird stuff. But just what she wants to say, just hi, just say hi.
I'll just keep it brief. I just want to say I'm happy to be aboard and look forward to working with you commissioners in the future.
Well, welcome, Pam. And Clint and I have had a chance to meet you over at Ben Franklin Transit. So welcome aboard.
Thank you. Happy to be aboard.
And Tom, thank you for all your service.
Oh, you bet. I didn't realize I was going to have another career when I started this.
Commissioner Cook, could I ask for a 5-minute recess so we can reboot our recording system?
Okay, we could do that. It is 9:13. Go ahead and recess for 5 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, looks like we're live from here.
Hold on. I'm not in the baby capture just yet. Okay, baby capture is on.
Okay.
All right, we're all set?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Our prosecuting attorney's office picked up on when we first went into recess, it actually showed on the placard as an executive session. We were not in executive session. We just did take a recess for technical problems. So with that, we will carry on. Anything on the phone yet, Keith?
No, not yet.
Okay. That brings us down to office business, and we have some bills to pay.
Mr. Chairman, we have two fiscal items this morning that require the board's attention. The first is salary clearing payroll and emergency management payroll. Move for approval of both of those expenditures in the total amount of $996,370.57.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And second fiscal item this morning is fund expenditures. Move for approval of those fund expenditures in the total amount of $1,429,663.86. So that's $1,429,663.86.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Right, that brings us down to consent agenda. We have 3 items this morning, 1 through 3 on the consent agenda.
And Mr. Chairman, move for approval of the consent agenda as presented.
I second.
Any discussion?
Just an observation. If memory serves, item 3, the public works contract, because it's under $25,000, I think could have been approved by the county administrator. I'm not certain, but it seems that we delegated that authority years back. Might want to follow up. Doesn't hurt to have the board approve it. Just wanted to make that observation. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, all in favor of the consent agenda 1 through 3?
Aye.
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 All right. Thank you. That brings us down to you, Keith, on the administration office.
Yes, not a lot of new information this week. It's a pretty short agenda. Obviously, we continue to monitor the COVID activity in the county and continue to try to navigate with the state health department additional openings. I know you're aware, and the public is probably pretty much aware at this point, that yesterday the governor authorized Franklin and Benton counties, and a couple of other counties in the state, to resume agritourism type events in as much as it is the fall season. There are some harvest festival type activities, and you pick vegetable pumpkin patch kinds of things, corn mazes, those things that have been very traditional in this part of the state, and we're at least able to get those open. We recognize there are still businesses that are closed, suffering from the impact of the restrictions, and recognize that Franklin County's COVID numbers have come down considerably over a month ago, but have not sufficiently reduced to advance us to a full phase 2 application. So just want an opportunity for in this meeting for the public to be aware of that, but I know the commissioners are already up to date on that. So that's all I had this morning.
All right. Any questions for Keith? Commissioners, anything else for the good of the board?
Yes, Chairman Cook, I'd like to ask if the other commissioners received the email from Kyle Sullivan. He sent us an email regarding the Veterans Advisory Board. And he mentioned in this email that over the course of the last year, we have had difficulty with attendance for meetings. I recognize that people are busy and we've tried to accommodate everyone's schedule as best we can. But more often than not, it is my staff and Tim from the auditor's office, which may be 1 or 2 board members in attendance. The last meeting last week was only attended by my staff and Tim. And he also mentions in here that it's a 2-year serving term of these members, and that he's going to ask for new members. And so I'd just like to say that I'm going to reach out to some veterans that I know and see if they'd be willing to participate. We need to fill this board up with participants.
Yeah, I totally agree. That is a needed position for sure. So thanks for that update. I did read that also when it came in yesterday.
So, commissioners, I would note that I also saw the email and want to thank Commissioner Didier for his efforts to reach out to veterans. This is an important board. Not only is it important, but it's required by statute, and responsibility for that board rests with our entire board, all 3 of us, and the county administrator. So it's a team effort, and I appreciate his efforts to reach out to some veterans. I will do the same, and hopefully we get it repopulated soon.
I'll reach out to our group in Connell that meets pretty regular. So hopefully we can get that handled. Thank you. Hey, gentlemen, anything else for the good of the board?
Chairman, there was a meeting of the Washington State Association of County Board last Thursday, the 17th. A lot of it, of course, focused on COVID-related issues. I will tell you that much of the content, if not all of it, was same as what we're hearing passed down through the State Department of Health, through the health district, so I won't take time to rehash all of that. It's also that point when they look at making statewide selections for various boards and committees, and pleased to report that the 39 county members voted unanimously on 3 appointments that affect Franklin County. I was reappointed to the Legislative Steering Committee of the State Association of Counties, which, as you know, is our interface with the state legislature. It's also appointed to the Federal Affairs Committee, which does similar things at the federal level and drafts priorities for State Association of Counties on federal issues. And then lastly, and perhaps most importantly for our county, was appointed by the 39 counties to serve on the State County Road Administration Board, which is timely. It's a 9-member board that serves interests statewide, but it sets the standard for accountability for county road programs, and it's that standard that Mr. Erdman met, and for which he received the standards of practice acknowledgement this morning. If we don't go through that process, and I know Commissioner Cook, you know this, but for the benefit of the record, if we don't go through that process and meet those standards and acknowledge it in writing, then the county would not be eligible for road and other taxes, gas taxes included. So it's a fairly important board, and I'm looking forward to joining them in their first meeting coming up in October.
Yeah.
That's all. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, that County Road Administration Board, I've been on it 2 different terms, and as Commissioner Beck said, it is, and the Public Works can chime in on this. It's one of those that distributes out the cash from the fuel tax for part of it, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through, as in what we just awarded Craig with this morning, the practice, good practice. So it's and helps us with bridges and a number of things that have to do with county roads. So
sure does. And I would remind, there's only 9 people on this board statewide, and for Franklin County to have been fortunate enough to have you on there for a couple of terms and now me filling in, and joining that board is nothing but good news for the county.
Yeah, and there's, I think, 4 county commissioners on that, maybe 5. Rest of them are public works officials, as in professional engineers for the different counties. So it's a good mix of people. So thank you for your service on that also.
My pleasure.
Anything else? Hearing nothing else, we will stand adjourned today at what I have is 9:29. So thank you all.
Thank you.